What's the word, YouTube fam? It's your boy Church Takes. We are back at it with another video, man. It has been a lot going on in the let's if you want to call it the JBP hemisphere or atmosphere or online community. There's been a lot going on, man. A lot going on. And basically we're just gonna talk about it, hit you guys with a few takes. So I just wanted to start out by saying Improper Improv. Improper Improv Season 2, Episode 1 just premiered. Um, there's a lot of mixed feelings about it, but I can only, I can give you guys my opinion. And my opinion is that it was a successful first episode. It was a successful rollout. I think they are at about 60,000 views on YouTube, and that was on the first day. So, you know, I think anything that is on its way to 100,000 views, I think that's not too shabby. There's a lot of mixed feelings saying, this is their second season, so that they're already supposed to have everything ready to go. As far as production is concerned, or pre-production, if you will, a lot of people didn't necessarily like the pre-production. They thought that a lot of people were winging it, and they basically said that this isn't what we were expecting. They already had a season of Improper Improv, and it was expected by some people that their pre-production um, was a bit more intact than what it looked like it was. Now, with that being said, they brought on a lot of different characters. They brought Lansky in. They brought back with Woody. They brought Shampoo in. So there's a lot of guests. Ian was in the building, if I'm not mistaken. He wasn't on camera, but he was in the building. Parks was definitely in the building. Um, it's a lot. It's a lot going on. They had some animals. They had some parrots over there. They had a doctor. It was just a lot. It was a lot that was going on, and it gave people a lot to talk about. Some people, they didn't like the show, but they were entertained at the same time. So, I mean, listen. At the end of the day, it's all content. You got to be there for uh, the content, whether you like it or you love it, if this is something that you do as far as critiquing the pods and the content. Now, with that being said, again, um, I think that there's a lot of room for growth, especially character with the characters that are going to be on Improper Improv. For example, I don't know if you guys know, but Backwood Woody, and pause on that name, but he gave Lansky a wedgie on air. Like, it was a live YouTube, and him and Lansky and Backwood Woody, they got into it. They kind of touched on it when on the first episode. They kind of touched on it a little bit, but he gave Lansky a wedgie, and then proceeded to hump on him. I don't know if he humped on him before or after the wedgie. I'm probably thinking it was after or before the wedgie when he was humping on him. But yeah, yeah, and I got some screenshots on my phone where Flip was that it was just too funny, and it was entertainment. So again, there's a big bag, or there's a huge bag for or there's a huge audience for this type of entertainment, this type of improv. And I don't know if people really understand what the word what the name improv means, but it's not scripted, or even if it is scripted, improv is going off the script. So anyway, with that being said, that's just what my takes were on that particular topic. Now, moving on to the M4 topic, hot and bothered with Melissa Ford. Woo, I'm starting to feel bad for her already. I think it's going to get spooky really quick. I hope she can prove me wrong. Um, yeah, I think that there's going to be an overhead, right? So she's basically going to have to come out of the pocket before she starts to see any money or any before the pod gets in the black. Now, the thing is, and this is why I'm starting to kind of feel bad because the way Flip has his already set up, I think that's his studio. Um, he has a situation where he's not paying those guys a lot of money at all. Like, I mean, at all. He's gonna have to start paying them at some point, and he's gonna have to start paying them decently if he wants to keep them around on that network. Um, but Melissa Ford, I don't even know if it's going to be rolled out on the JBN. I think it's going to be rolled out on like another network or another platform. And I don't know if she's going to have anywhere near the amount of views that um, Improper Improv had. And it's going to get ugly. This is going to get ugly. And it's going to get ugly fast. And I'm just looking to see how this all plays out. I don't think it's going to end well, to be honest. I think there's going to be a blow up. I think her and Flip are going to go at it. I think she's going to be really upset with Flip on how he or how she feels like he played her in regards to the rollout of the show. Um, yeah, it's gonna get ugly. It's gonna get nasty. But I hope she can prove me wrong. That's just my opinion on that. Now, last but not least, the Dude Cast. They definitely came out with another pod, and it was a phenomenal pod. Um, it was a phenomenal pod because of the cast. I mean, Ice was back. They had Ish. They had Flip. They had Mark Lamont Hill and Mel Seat. They had, of course, Joe. Parks was there. But most importantly, there was no J1. J1 serious like you would never think that the youngest person on the pod would serious the pod out. Like he's too full of himself. He needs to and he's it just seems like he's not a happy individual. Like get happy with yourself and then get in front of a camera and start talking. But yeah, like Mark Lamont Hill is cool as hell. Like he was really cool. He fit in like a regular, like he was just shooting a sugar honey iced tea with the crew. Um, Ice being back and him giving his takes on the music. That was cool. Ish is a staple and a pillar on the pod at this moment, and of course you got Joe and Flip. Those two can create at will. Or they can pod at will if that makes any sense. Now, with all of that being said, man, it was a phenomenal pod. Um, they did touch on a lot of different um, topics, and most importantly, it didn't get too serious. They didn't serious it out. There was a lot of male, testosterone competition in there. So no low T. Hence, Imani wasn't there on the pod. He could have been in the room, but he wasn't on the pod. But they were talking about a basketball, one on ones in basketball, and you can't beat me, and who's getting who out of there, and it was just it was a good pod, man. It was a good pod. I would give it somewhere around 8.5 rating in regards to the uh in regards to my opinion, 1 out of 10. So man, that's about it, man. We're gonna get up out of here. Like I said, it's a lot going on in the JBP universe. We can actually get into a little bit more. I mean, because if you really want to get into it, there's a lot of content that's happening on the spaces right now. The spaces are another outlet in regards to the JBP. And boy, I tell you, man, you got You got the No Vengers, which were Joe Vengers. They were people that rode for Joe, and after a while, now they're starting not to ride for Joe. So you got the Joe No Vengers, then you have the Joe Vengers, then you have the group where all of them are mixing, and then you have the science crew. That's the crew that just pretty much does the science. Then you have the content creators that uh, make content um, based off of what's happening in the space. So I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot going on in the universe, in the JBP universe. It's a lot going on. Just in general with content and everything, and journalists and just podcasting in general. I think, again, this is I'm not going to say it's a new wave, because this wave has been around for some time, but what I will say is that the way that this is growing, and the way that this is evolving, um I think that podcasting is going to be um, the main source of content consumption. I don't know how long it's going to take, but I do believe that at some point, um, again, I don't know if it'll happen within the next decade or so, but maybe a little bit after. But I do believe that podcasts will, just like the whole streaming and podding, that is going to become the main consumption of content throughout the world. And I'm not just talking about here in the country, I'm talking about throughout the world. So, salute, salute to everybody involved. I'm going to get up out of here, go get myself some of this baked ziti I cooked. But again, man, salute to you guys. If you guys are still here listening, just remember that your boy Church Takes has the best takes, and that is it. That is all. We are out, y'all. Stay blessed. Peace.